counter would be to get maybe 3 or 4 Vikings and scour the map. Akahi's second expansion is completely up, or his basically his first expansion, and you were right, Aaron. He has a massive amount of probes. He could be transferring way more than what he just did, but he is making a solid 6 or 7 probe transfer right now to his expansion, and we're seeing Akahi take hold of this game right now. And when this second carrier comes out, he will be a powerful force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, also Viking seems to expand too into his natural. He could have expanded actually to his blocked one because these destructible rocks do seal off one side, but he kind of will have disadvantage because of the second way up from behind. So yeah, floors are in production, and there's um, a lot of production of marines, and also um, Viking sends most of his SCVs to sorry. He also does a very good mineral eco movement, but I guess that he's a bit behind because Akai has a huge amount of probes. I'm just gonna check this now. 46 probes. Wow.
Yeah,
Just
a
crazy.
very healthy group of probes right there. Sensor tower up now for Viking, and that's a great move. The units seem to be, I'll check the vision here. He does not see those units, so if those units were 1 inch closer, a Viking would in fact know about the impending march on his base. But we're seeing a good response from him. We're seeing more barracks being produced as well. 2 Stargates up now, and level 2 weapons being researched right now. So his carriers right now do 1 extra damage per interceptor, which is a really big deal. But he does not know about this huge force here, and he's going to lose 1 medevac. He's going to lose both medevacs as a consequence, and his units are not screwed up far enough, and they're just not doing any damage to the actual carriers. Now they are, though. Big damage being dealt to the carriers, in fact. I don't know if he's going to take one out, though. Those Thors are taking big damage, and I really think they should have focused down the Stalkers more, as we're seeing Viking now in a very bad position. All carriers survive. I think he maybe took out 1 Stalker, and this is going to be a really big deal for Viking to hold off. If he does, then he has a good chance in this game because he can counter the carriers really well, but no missile turrets went up the expansion. I think that's a mistake, but he is going to be producing missile turrets in his base now. But I think it may be too little, too late, as Akahi is on the warpath now with another 2 carriers coming to the front.
Yeah, this is just crazy, but I don't believe these 2 missile torrents will actually finish in time to hold off this small force, and he was sorry, and Viking was forced to abandon one of the buildings, and actually one of his one of his missile turrets in production was actually destroyed. But we do see some small ragtag team forces being created to maybe hold off this point, but these continuous coming units will be overwhelming, I guess.
Yeah, it seems like we're on the final bounds of this game here. Viking, ironically enough, should have probably built more of himself, and he really need more Vikings on the field, and he really should have focused down the Stalkers. But it looks like game 1 in this round. By the way, all the first rounds of the PopinF Tour are, in fact, rounds of 1 until the finals. So Viking will be eliminated here against Akahi by a daring and just innovative carrier rush, and it caught him off guard, and he's going to pay for it with the loss here in the first round.
Well, yeah, Kai, though not the best like 1v1 player I ever saw, but though one of the most surprising ones so far. I did except my own games. I never saw anyone like do such a good rush of stalkers and carriers. I never saw someone with such a good economy. He already exhausted all his minerals in his first, and is just killing all this minerals in a second, but just destroying Viking's base. I guess Viking's just waiting for the last unit to be destroyed, and so yep, as
And
I
there
said,
it
there goes the
goes.
first game.
That's it. I
Um,
would have to agree with you there that the economy was so powerful. Akahi, we see. I'm checking the units right now. 50 probes, which is massive. He mined out his main so quickly. It was a very impressive show of the macro ability that this player has, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing what damage he could do later in this tour.
yeah, me too. It's just gonna be such a good game, I guess, with Akai in the game now. So hopefully we'll see more players like that.
Hopefully, we will indeed. That'll do for this game. We will see you all at the next game in the round of 8 in the PopinF12 tour. This is PopinFresh signing off.